Morning everybody, welcome to Talk Tuesday today. I'm going to be talking today about letting go, and the reason for this is that there's an awful lot of energy around at the moment around letting go and releasing things, so it felt very apt to talk about it. Now when I'm talking about letting go, I'm talking about possibly old identities, it could be old relationships, maybe old habits and just old stuff generally. There can be all sorts of things that we need to let go of when we actually think about it. But it's very easy to hang on to what we've got, to hang on to the known, because it helps us to feel safe and comfortable. Whereas letting go and stepping into the unknown can make us feel vulnerable and a bit scared. But the great thing is that if we do get up the courage to let go and step into the unknown, then it can bring something wonderful into our lives that we weren't expecting. Because if we let something go, that creates a gap, and the universe sees that gap and rushes to fill it with something that will serve us, having jettisoned something that no longer serves us. So when we're talking about letting go, one of the things that can be really tough to do is to let go of people that no longer serve us. And undoubtedly that is hard, but there comes a point in some relationships, and I don't just mean romantic relationships, I mean any kind of relationships with people, when we realise that it just isn't serving us anymore. And there's a couple of things to remember if you are thinking about letting go of somebody in your life. And the first thing to realise is that not everybody is meant to be in our lives forever. You know, some people come into our lives for a long time, some people come into our lives for just a short time for a particular purpose, and when that purpose has been served, it's time for them to move out of our lives. But if you are going to let go of somebody in your life, there are a few things that you can do to help yourself. And the first one is basically be gentle with yourself, you know, recognise that it is hard and just treat yourself kindly as you go through that process. And the second one, which is really important, is to allow yourself to grieve, because letting go of somebody is difficult and it can give us that sense of loss. And so it's important to allow ourselves to grieve the loss of that person and just go through that process for as long as it takes you to feel that you're over it. So, as I said, letting go of things or people allows the new to come in. So I thought I would just go through with you a couple of exercises to show you how you could maybe let something go if you're wondering, you know, if you've got to that point where you think, well, yes, I need to let that go, but I'm not quite sure how exactly to do it. And another thing just to mention, sorry, before I get on to that, is that another important aspect of letting go is to learn from what has been, you know, whether it's a person or a thing in our life or an identity. You know, maybe we've had a particular identity in a particular job or another role in our life. We can learn from it before we let go and move on from it. So it's helpful, I think, to look back at whatever it is, take the lesson from it before we move on to the new. So having said that, let's move on to a couple of exercises, as I said, that I would go through. Now, the first one, which I have found really helpful in my own life, is to do what I call punching it out. Now, I was taught this at the very first Kundalini yoga class I ever went to, and it made a huge difference to my life. It's very straightforward. You literally punch, you know, just keep punching really hard to punch out, to get out of your system whatever it is you want to let go of. Now, obviously, we're not talking about punching a person if you are wanting to let go of a person, but if you want to punch out the influence that they've had on your life, you can call that person to mind and really punch out that experience that you're trying to let go of. Now, when I did this exercise, as I said, in a Kundalini yoga class, we were actually told to run on the spot while we were doing it. I'm not going to do that now while I'm talking to you because I'll get out of breath, but that can help too. but it is basically getting it out of your body. So, and you just need to keep going for as long as it takes until you start feeling a lighter feeling inside. So for me, what I was punching out was a work situation that I wasn't happy with, and I really went for it, and I was punching like crazy, and it felt great to punch it out of my body. And we did carry on for quite a long time. But as I say, you will know when you feel that you've punched it out enough. And if on one occasion you sort of think, well, yeah, I'm exhausted, but I don't think it's all gone yet, you can do it again the next day. But just to talk about results, for me, what happened after that occasion, and I only knew this afterwards, was literally, I think it was about a week after that, I just had the sudden realisation inside me that I had to resign from that job that I've been thinking about. And I did. I went and handed in my notice. And I still attribute that to that process of punching it out, you know, letting the universe know that I was ready to let go of that particular job. So it really does work. And I guess I should tell you also that the next thing that happened after that, well, there were all sorts of wonderful things that happened in my life after that, which I really hadn't anticipated. But I don't have time to go into all of those with you today. But believe me, it really worked. But another exercise that you can do if that one doesn't appeal to you, and again, it's something that I have done with different situations, is very simple. You just get a piece of paper and you write down on it whatever it is that you want to let go of. And it could be one thing, it could be lots of things. Just write down whatever it is, you know, people, situations, habits, anything you like that you want to let go of. So you write it all down on your bit of paper and then you burn it. Obviously burn it safely, whether you've got a fireplace or maybe a fireproof dish that you can burn it in, or outside if that's easiest for you. But when you are doing that, you are watching the burn happen. So you've got your bit of paper with all your things written on it that you want to let go of. You light that bit of paper and you watch it burn. And as you're watching it burn and you're watching the smoke rise, know that that is taking away out of your life those things that you are letting go of. Again, it's a symbolic thing. You are letting the universe know that you are letting go of those things that you no longer want to have in your life. So those are just a couple of exercises that I hope will help you if there are things that you want to let go of in your life. As always, if there's anything you want to know more about or chat to me about, then do get in touch. You know where I am. So thanks as always for watching, and I will be back here again at the same time next week. Have a great day and bye for now.